Welcome back. In the last video we have seen how we can work with existing objects, and this gives us so much ability, and now we can finally put some hands-on exercises in this section over here. So now we will get back to our SpacePing application, and later on we will write a whole trainer for this one. So we will have a program that can switch or toggle on certain features. For example, be invisible, be invincible, have multiple shots and things like this. And now let's see how many features we can already activate or manipulate with Frida. With these things we have learned so far. Alright, and let's have a look. This over here is our SpacePing application, and now let's talk only about these features over here. Let's see which one we can already activate or manipulate with Frida, with the things we have learned so far. Let's see. Manipulating the high score, we can already do this. Nice. Manipulating the lives, also possible. Rapid fire, this one is also possible. Invisible, coin rain, invincible. Alright, amazing. These are now all the things we can already do. The only thing that's missing right now is creating a new player and working with a multiplayer shot. So not just having a double shot, having let's say quattro, penta, octa, whatever you like in there. So these are the only two features regarding to our trainer we cannot do right now. But all of this rest over here, this is possible. So we can already patch this application to have infinitive lives, to be invisible, to have a coin rain and stuff like this. Amazing, right? Absolutely. In this video over here, we are taking now together and look into high score or lives. One of them. I'm not sure which one of them, but we will have a look into this one. We will do some exercise, some practicing together, and afterwards you can reverse engineer this application regarding to all the other features. In case if you're stuck at a certain point, I will provide you an external file so that you can have a look into this one. And yeah, there will be all those class names, but not which class is regarding to which feature over here. Alright? Okay, let's do this. Let's switch back to the Ubuntu VM and then we have a look into high score or lives. I'm still not sure which one we are going to look at. Let's go. Alright, so here we are back at our Ubuntu VM and now let's have a look into our SpacePing application. I guess within this whole Frida chapter, we didn't have a look into this one right now. Therefore, let's do this now together in case if you directly jumped into the Frida chapter. So within apps, we are having our SpacePing application. SpacePing, and this one over here. I guess that's the original version. Yes. So we install this one and I also attach this in the section over here that you can download it. I have downloaded it from the F-Droid store, so you can also have a look into this one. But to make sure that we are all on the same version, I would recommend using this one over here. Alright? Okay. So now let's get back our smartphone and let's see. Here we have this SpacePing application and let's open this one. There we have it. Start, and then in case if you do not know this game, make yourself please familiar with this one. So have some fun, play around with this one, I guess up to level 5, and then you should have seen most of the game already. There isn't much inside here. We've got our player, we've got some aliens, and if we get hit, then we lose a life. In case if you're having a shield, we are good. And here we can see those coins gives us, some features. For example, this double shot. Okay, there are even more coins in this one over here. I guess this is a life up. And there we have it. And then there's another coin which is green, which gives us some shield. This is the whole SpacePing application. There we have it. We've got a good RNG over here. Now we have the shield. Alright, beside this boss you have seen everything right now. Okay, let's finish this one. This application is working, seems to be the original one. Now let's have a look into this one with JDX GUI. And see the apps, SpacePing, and let's have a look into this one. In case if you're working on this more, for example, if you want to also write your trainer on your own or identify all these other features, I recommend you to decompile this and opening it in another tool. For example, Eclipse, or what else do we have? Dex2Char, yes, Dex2Char. Because working with greater projects, I guess it's easier on them. But for now, we stick to this one. So here we have it. We've got a bunch of stuff in here, and yes, within the manifest, let's see. We can see we've got this vibrate permission and only one activity. Yes, this is all. Okay, now let's say we want to manipulate something. And let's open this up once again. If we click on start, then we can see we've got a high score and we've got some lives. And then let's focus on the lives. Yeah, let's play around with these lives. And then you can perform all the rest on your own. And a high score, invincible, invisible, things like this. All right? Okay. So we close this once again. Okay. So now we're looking for the player lives. And therefore we're using the search. And we only activate this code field over here. We might have to wait a little bit until this whole application has been decompiled. Okay, so I guess now it has been finished loading. And therefore we are now searching for lives. And here we have it. We've got a player class and this one has some lives. Alright, and let's have a look into this one. So here we have it and we can see the first one, this is a default lives value and this one is a static field. Amazing. And this will be our first attempt because working or accessing static fields is absolutely easy. Therefore, we will try if this one works out. In case if this one doesn't work, we can see we've got this one over here, public int lives equal 5. This one is now an instance field. So this field is bound to an existing object. If we go back into our SpacePing application, here we have it. If we now click start, then we can see this one over here, this is now our player instance. And this player instance has been lives set to 5. So in case if the static approach with the static field doesn't work, we have to scan the whole application memory. And we have to identify our player instance. And then we can use this instance to access this lives field over here. All right? Okay. So let's close this one. This is our instance field. Let's have a look further. Okay, overriding or hooking methods seems to be no approach right now because there is no method which is modifying this lives field over here. But this application must have such a method because if we're getting hit, we can see our lives are being decreased. So in case if this attempt fails and this attempt fails, and let me close this application real quick. If both of them fail, then we can search for this method which is playing around with this lives. Alright? Okay, nice. Let's do this approach first. We are hooking this or we are modifying this static field. Let's get into our Visual Studio Code and then we are creating a new file and we put this JDX output on the right. Okay. We are also selecting JavaScript and now our first approach is regarding to the static field. We do not know if this one works out. We would have to reverse this application further and further to identify what happens with these default lives over here. But hooking it with Reader, it doesn't take that much time. So we can simply do the try and error approach. Okay? All right, let me close this one. Now let's see what we need to do. The first thing is we need to tell Reader, please attach to the JVM. And this is what this java.perform is. Okay, and then we are having here our anonymous function, and this one over here. And this is now where our first attempt will happen. To work or modify a static value, we have to get the class reference of this static value. So the class reference in this case is the player class. So player class reference equals java.use. Here we're getting the class reference. So that's the package name dot player. Now we're having the class reference and then we can simply access the static field. And for example, we can print it out. I guess that's the best approach. First, let's print it out and then we will modify it. Okay. So we are using send and then let's see, default lives is equal. Then we're having this class reference dot our field default lives dot value. Okay, and then we are modifying this one. So we set this now to 999. All right, let's try out if this script over here works. So ADB shell, we need to start our Reader server. Root privileges, and then data local temp. And then we're starting our Frida server. This one is now running in the background of the smartphone. Now let's connect to this process and yeah, let's start this application with Frida and already attach our script to this one, because I'm not sure when this one here gets executed and we definitely do not want to miss this one. If the application has been started and we are attaching later to this one, then we might miss this point over here. All right? Okay, so we are copying this and I'm also getting back the screen copy. There we have it. And now let's see. Frida-u. We need the package name first of this application. So within the Android manifest, here we have it. Okay, and now we also want to start this application. I seem to have lags regarding to all these Java applications. Okay, so here we can see, yes, screen copy has been terminated once again. Okay, so I guess this is a good idea to take this Spacepang application, to decompile it and load it in Eclipse. This is not that resource intensive like JDX GUI over here. But for now, let's try this first hook at least, okay? So we are closing this one. Okay, and then we are opening our screen copy once again. All right. Do I have it still in my clipboard? Yes, okay. So now we tell Frida, sorry for all this trouble right now, we are telling Frida to attach via ADB to the smartphone. With the -f, we are telling Frida to start this application with this package identifier. And now, we need to start it in this way. Now we can see Frida starting this application and holding it afterwards. We can now apply our script in this one. And we can now resume this one. All right. If this code is being executed or triggered, we should see our debug output over here. Let's see. There we have it. Default lives has been set to 5. Nice. This means right now our default lives value is being set to 99. Let's simply copy paste this once again over here. Let's exit Frida and start it once again. We are printing out the new default lives value afterwards. That's a better approach. Okay, now we can resume. Here we have it now. Our new default lives value is being set to 999. Let's see if we are having these many lives right now. Start. Okay, in the UI, this might not be updated right now, so we cannot be sure until we get hit and we are only having 4 lives. Therefore, unfortunately, this approach doesn't work. Okay, no big deal. We can close this one and we can go for the second approach. We can now scan the application memory for player objects and then we can access this player.lives value. All right? Okay, so first, let's open this application once again. We are searching once again for lives and we find it over here. We put this on the right, this one on the left. Okay, first approach is regarding to a static field. Does not work. Nevertheless, let's keep this code over here. All right, let's do the scanning approach. So once again, we are working with Java code. So we need our java.perform and then our anonymous function. Okay, this time we are not using Java use, we are using java.choose because we do not want to have a class reference. We want to scan this memory. So java.choose. We are having now 2 parameters in there. The first one is regarding to the class name and the second one is regarding to the callbacks. And this one over here is the class reference where the memory gets searched for. So we are searching the whole memory of this application for this given class. In our case, it's this one over here, .player, the player class. And in case if we are finding one, we are now having our 2 callbacks over here. I double click into this one and then I apply these curly brackets. And now I hit enter. That's the easiest way to not mess up all these brackets over here. All right, the first callback is our onMatch callback. And here we're defining now our anonymous function in case if you're finding an instance. So this is a parameter that's being provided to this callback. Let's comment this code directly. Searching the memory for instances of the player class. Here's our onMatch callback in case if we find one. Found one? Find one. And now let's see. First we want to have a debug output. A found player instance. I mean, there should be only one available right now. So instance, okay. And then let's also print out the lives. Player.lives is. And now we can access these player lives over here simply by using instance.lives.value. I mean, we can also name this, for example, player. I guess this might be a little bit easier to read then. Okay. And then we are changing this one. Player.lives.value is now equals to 9,999. And this is our first callback. The next one will be separated with a comma. Okay. And now we're having our onComplete. So onComplete does not have a parameter, also an anonymous function. Oh, sorry, no brackets over here. Okay, and now we can print out some statement that we are done finishing scanning, because then we know, okay, this script has been run through the whole memory. So I am done scanning the app memory for player instances. Okay, this is our second script. Let's try this approach right now. So we are taking this one. Once again, we are starting screen copy. And where's our Frida? There we have our Frida. Let me organize this real quick. Okay. Okay, now we are using Frida once again and we are applying our script, and then you will see some difference in there. So we are now applying this one, and then we are using resume. And here we can see we do not have any player object right now because this player object has not been created. So if we are searching for instances, the best idea is to start this application first, go into this application, and now searching for this instance, because now we can be sure that this one over here exists. All right. Let me clean this up on the left, that we've got these mechanics insane. Okay, that we've got some space over here. Now we are using this script once again. So I paste it in once again. And here we have it. Nice. A found player instance, this one over here. And this has been, whoops, sorry, I got too excited about this one. And this one has player lives being set to 5. Amazing. No. To 9,999. I even didn't realize this, that the UI has already been changed. Okay, this is freaking awesome. This is how we can simply access those player lives and manipulating them. Let's see if these are really our player lives. Yes, we can see they are decreasing. I even didn't realize that the UI has been already updated regarding to this one. Okay, awesome. Let's recap this a little bit. We have scanned, or we have reversed our code regarding to the player lives. We have seen there's a default lives value over here regarding to a static field. But this one over here. But yeah, manipulating this one doesn't have an effect on this application. So it seems to be not used in our app. Absolutely no problem. We did modify it. It didn't work. We have to go for a different approach. The second approach was scanning the whole application memory regarding to this player object over here. And this one has been found in this instance. There we have it. Then we have simply printed out the actual player lives, which is being set to 5. And then we have manipulated them afterwards. And that's all. This is how we could manipulate the lives of this player instance over here. And doing this approach, this one, regarding to instances, will help you a lot. So all these functionalities we have seen earlier on the slides are just regarding to working with instances over here. It's a little bit more complicated at the beginning, but if you keep setting it up over and over again by yourself, this script over here, you will learn how everything works, and it's not a big deal anymore if you do this 3 or 4 times afterwards. So you get used to this syntax over here. Okay? Alright. In the next video, we will go through all the other features. Therefore, please feel free to reverse engineer this application and play around with this one. Have a look into this on your own. Try to identify where are those coins, how can we spawn them, invisible, invincible, things like this. In case if you're having the same problems like me, that JDX GUI and screen copy and things like this do not work together that well, then simply just go for the Eclipse approach. Decompile this application with JDX and have a look or load it into an Eclipse project. This will work a lot better. Alright? Okay, so now please have some fun, play around with this, and then I'm looking forward to see you in the next section.